Hi, I'm Nicholas Chen, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a prototype reading device that I'm building. This is work done in conjunction with the University of Maryland, Cornell University, and Microsoft Research in Cambridge. So basically, my research is in building electronic reading devices that better support the reading activities that occur in the classroom and the workplace. If we think about how people read in the classroom and the workplace, it's quite different than what people do when they read for pleasure. So, for instance, if I'm reading Harry Potter, what I do is I read a page, I turn to the next page, I read a page, I turn to the next page. So it's a very linear reading process. On the other hand, if I'm reading for work, I frequently read with multiple documents, and then sometimes I have to flip back and forth and navigate within each of these documents. So, for instance, there might be a picture on this page, and later on in the text it might refer back to that picture, so I have to flip back that picture and then return to where I left off. These types of reading activities are not very well supported in existing electronic reading devices like ebooks, or even in, say, the PDF reader on my laptop. The reason why paper seems to be so good at these types of activities is because each sheet of paper basically is a completely independent display. And because I have so many of these displays, it's very easy to spread out multiple paper documents in the workspace, or because I have so many displays, I can look at multiple things at the same time. The main focus of our research is to test whether an electronic reading system that has multiple screens can better support the reading activities we find in the workplace and in the classroom. To make such a system viable, we created a set of multi-slate reading interactions that take advantage of the fact that we have multiple screens, but also reduce the overhead of working across multiple devices. The first of these interactions is actually in the background. Whenever we make a mark or an annotation on a slate, it gets synced to all of the other slates as well as to a PC via Dropbox. This connection to Dropbox also makes it very easy for us to send a document on the PC to a slate. When I slide a slate up against another one, I get a two-page view of the document. This is very useful, especially when we're reading a page, going to the next one, and we find ourselves turning back to reread. When with a two-page view, we can quickly glance back instead of having to turn the page. Earlier I mentioned that when we're reading for work, we often have to move around quickly between different pages within a document. Our system makes this easy by presenting a global overview of all the pages in the document. We can quickly select a page and view it and jump around like that. But more powerfully is the fact that we can take an additional slate, open up an overview on that one, and keep the detail view on this first one. And if we so choose, we can call up one of these pages on the slate that we're primarily using. We can extend this idea by opening up other overviews in the environment, and then in this way we can quickly navigate between different documents. Another thing that we find people do when they read with paper is that they create piles as they read. And the reason they create piles is because it's very efficient to map a concept to a spatial location. For instance, I might have documents of topic A on my right here and documents of topic B on my left here. We support something similar with our system by treating each slate as an independent stack of documents. So if I have this document that I want to move to the left here, I can pick it up and drop it onto this stack right here, at which point it gets added to the stack. Now, if we take a look at the stack in more detail, we can view the documents in the stack, and then we can also save the stack. The ability to save the stack is really important because one of the big concerns people have when they first see the system is that they're worried that they have to carry around a bunch of slates everywhere. In our vision of the future, we believe slates will become cheap enough that you'll have a couple in the different locations that you read in. Therefore, when we move to different locations, we don't have to carry the slates with us. We can simply save the stack, and then when we get to the destination, we can restore it, and therefore we can recreate our reading workspace without having to carry a bunch of slates around. So the last thing I want to show is the tight linkage between the slates and the PC. So in addition to the connectivity provided by Dropbox, our interactions actually support the simultaneous use of the slate alongside the PC. And the reason we do this is because we realize that many work-related reading activities are in support of a task that somebody's doing on the PC, for example, writing an essay or writing a report. So the first of these is the fact that we have a shared clipboard between the slates and the PC. So what I can do is I can select some text, copy it, and then on the PC side, I can paste it into my word processor. Another feature that streamlines working between the PC and the slates is the fact that we can control the slates remotely from the PC. So right here, I can turn the pages on the slate from the PC and without having to interact with the slates directly. And this is really useful if I'm primarily working with the PC and I don't want to have to be bouncing between two different devices. And now if for whatever reason I need to select text, for instance, or look at a photo in more detail, I can quickly call up any of the documents on my slates directly on my PC and view it in more detail that way.